You shall not lack, good things are coming your way. Not because the road has been smooth, nor because your hands have always been strong, but because there is a deeper economy at work than the one measured by wallets, calendars, or the approval of men. We are tempted to believe that lack is the final word spoken over our lives, that emptiness is a verdict rather than a season, that need is proof of neglect. Yet this belief is itself a kind of blindness, for lack, when rightly understood, is often the clearing of space, the hollowing of the vessel so that it may be filled with something better than it could have held before. There are seasons when the cupboard looks bare and the heart feels quieter than it ought to. In such moments we make the mistake of imagining that goodness has missed its appointment with us, that abundance has taken a wrong turn and forgotten our address. But goodness is not a careless traveler, nor is it governed by haste. It arrives when it can be received without being wasted, when the soul has learned the difference between possession and joy, between having much and being rich. For a man may drown in abundance just as easily as another starves in poverty, and neither condition alone tells us whether he is well. You shall not lack does not mean you shall have everything you desire at the instant you desire it. Desire itself is a curious thing. Left undisciplined, it becomes a tyrant, demanding satisfaction and offering only restlessness in return. Yet when desire is tutored by patience, it becomes a messenger, pointing beyond itself to the one who knows what hunger truly signifies. Often what we call lack is merely desire shouting louder than wisdom. Fear speaking before faith has had time to answer, good things are coming your way, but they do not always wear the costumes you expect. We imagine good things as comforts, as ease, as the removal of obstacles. Yet some of the best gifts arrive disguised as difficulties that strengthen the spine of the soul. A faith that has never been tested is like a bridge that has never borne weight. It looks impressive from a distance, but tells us little about whether it will hold when the crossing truly matters. In this sense, what feels like delay may be preparation, and what seems like denial may be protection. There is a peculiar mercy in not being given too much too soon. A child handed the tools of a master craftsman without training would only hurt himself or ruin the materials. In the same way, many blessings require a certain maturity of heart to be enjoyed rather than squandered. When the soul is still learning humility, gratitude, and restraint, abundance would only magnify its flaws. Thus, what you interpret as absence may be a careful withholding, not from cruelty but from kindness. Consider how often you have survived what you once thought would undo you. The nights you believed would never end eventually gave way to morning, not because you forced the sun to rise, but because it is the nature of light to return. In the same way, goodness has a persistence that does not depend on your strength. It advances quietly, often unnoticed, like roots growing underground long before the tree breaks the surface. When the fruit appears, we marvel at its suddenness, forgetting the long, hidden labor that made it possible. You shall not lack because your life is not an accident, nor is it sustained by chance. There is an intentionality woven into your days, even the ones you would rather erase. Nothing is wasted except what we refuse to surrender. Pain offered honestly does not disappear, it is transformed. Tears shed in faith are not lost. They are gathered into a meaning larger than themselves. The heart that learns to trust in the dark discovers in time that the dark was not empty after all. Good things are coming your way, though they may arrive quietly rather than with fanfare. We have been trained to expect blessings to announce themselves loudly, to be unmistakable and undeniable. Yet some of the greatest gifts whisper. Peace, for instance, does not shout. It settles. Wisdom does not demand attention. It waits to be consulted. Healing often comes not as a dramatic reversal, but as a gradual strengthening, a slow return of courage, a steady reclaiming of hope. There is also this to be said: lack often sharpens our vision. When everything is plentiful, we grow careless with gratitude. We pass by miracles without noticing them because we are distracted by abundance. But when something is missing, the soul learns to pay attention. A single loaf becomes precious when the pantry is empty. A kind word becomes treasure when encouragement is rare. In this way, Seasons of lack can train us to recognize goodness when it comes, rather than overlooking it as something ordinary. You shall not lack, not because you are immune to hardship, but because you are sustained through it. The promise is not that you will never feel need, but that need will not have the final word. There is a difference between feeling empty and being forsaken. The former is a human experience, the latter is a lie whispered by fear. Even when you cannot see provision, you are not outside its reach. Even when you cannot trace the hand that sustains you, you are still held. Good things are coming your way, and some of them will surprise you by arriving at the very moment you had decided to stop hoping. Hope has a way of wearing thin when it is stretched over long seasons, yet its weakness is often only apparent. Like a muscle strained by use, hope grows stronger through endurance. When it feels exhausted, it is often on the verge of a new depth, one that no longer depends on circumstances but rests on trust. There is a quiet courage required to believe in coming goodness while standing in present difficulty. It is easier to believe when evidence is abundant, when doors are opening and signs are everywhere. Yet the truest faith is formed in the absence of such confirmations. It chooses to believe not because it can prove, but because it has learned whom to trust. This kind of faith does not deny reality. It simply refuses to let reality have the last word. You shall not lack, because what you truly need is not limited to material provision. Bread sustains the body, but meaning sustains the soul. A person may have full hands and an empty heart, or a light purse and a deep peace. When goodness comes your way, it often begins inwardly, reshaping desires, correcting priorities, teaching you to recognize what is essential. Only then does it overflow into outward provision, where it can be received with gratitude rather than anxiety. Good things are coming your way, and some of them will come through other people. We often imagine blessings as solitary events, forgetting that grace frequently travels along the lines of relationship. A timely word, an unexpected kindness, a door opened by someone else's obedience can become the very answer you have been waiting for. In receiving such gifts, humility is required, for it is difficult to accept help without feeling diminished. Yet to receive is as necessary as to give, and both are acts of trust. You shall not lack, even when the path seems uncertain. Uncertainty has a way of unsettling us, not because it is inherently harmful, but because it exposes our desire for control. We would rather know the outcome, even if it is unpleasant, than walk forward without guarantees. Yet uncertainty is often the space where trust is learned most deeply. It teaches us to lean not on foresight, which is limited, but on faithfulness, which endures. Good things are coming your way, though they may require you to let go of lesser things to make room for them. The hands that are clenched around what is familiar cannot easily receive what is new. Sometimes lack is experienced, not because provision is absent, but because attachment is excessive. We hold tightly to old fears, old identities, old wounds, and then wonder why our arms ache and our spirits feel poor. Release is not loss when it creates space for something better. You shall not lack because the measure of your life is not taken at a single moment. It is easy to judge the story by a difficult chapter and assume it ends in defeat. Yet no honest story reveals its meaning halfway through. What looks like failure in isolation may prove to be the turning point in retrospect. Patience is the art of refusing to finalize the story before it has finished telling itself. Good things are coming your way, and some of them will look ordinary at first glance. They will not glitter, nor will they draw applause. They will appear as daily read rather than a feast, as steady provision rather than sudden wealth, as quiet faithfulness rather than dramatic rescue. Yet it is often these ordinary mercies that sustain us most effectively. The soul does not thrive on spectacle, it grows on consistency. You shall not lack, even when comparison tempts you to believe otherwise. Looking at another's abundance can make your own provision seem small by contrast. Yet comparison is a poor accountant. It never tells the whole story. It does not show the hidden costs, the unseen struggles, the private battles that accompany visible success. Your journey is not deficient because it is different. What you are given is suited to who you are becoming. Good things are coming your way, and when they arrive, they will meet you changed. You will not receive them as the same person who first began hoping for them. The waiting will have done its work, shaping your character, deepening your gratitude, refining your trust. In this sense, the gift is never just the thing itself, but the person you become capable of enjoying it without fear. You shall not lack, because love itself is a form of provision. To be known, to be seen, to be valued beyond utility is a wealth that cannot be quantified. Even when material things are scarce, love can abound, and where love is present, lack is never absolute. The heart that is loved is not empty, even if the hands are. Good things are coming your way, though the road toward them may feel longer than you expected. Time has a way of testing sincerity, revealing whether we desire goodness for its own sake or merely for the comfort it provides. Waiting separates shallow wishes from deep longings. What remains after impatience has burned away is often worth having. You shall not lack, for even now, provision is taking shape in ways you cannot yet see. Circumstances are aligning quietly, lessons are being learned gradually, strength is being built incrementally. Nothing feels dramatic because growth rarely announces itself. Yet one day you will look back and realize that what sustained you was not a single miracle, but a long chain of small mercies, each one sufficient for its day. Good things are coming your way, and they will come not to prove your worth, but to reveal grace. Worth is not something you earn by enduring hardship successfully. It is something you carry by virtue of being created and loved. When goodness arrives, it does not validate you so much as it reminds you of what was already true. You shall not lack, even when the future feels fragile. Fragility is not the same as futility. A seed is fragile, yet it contains a forest. The present moment may feel easily broken, but it is pregnant with possibility. To tend it with faith is to participate in a hope larger than what you can currently imagine. Good things are coming your way, and as you walk toward them, you may find that what once frightened you now feels less threatening, that what once overwhelmed you now feels manageable. This is not because the challenges have disappeared, but because you have grown. Strength often develops quietly, revealed only when it is needed. You shall not lack, and this assurance is not a denial of struggle, but a declaration that struggle is not sovereign. There is something greater at work than the forces that oppose you, something steadier than the circumstances that unsettle you. To believe this is not to escape reality, but to see it more fully. Good things are coming your way, even now, even here, even in the midst of unfinished questions and unresolved tensions. They are closer than you think, forming at the edge of your awareness, waiting for the right moment to step into view. And as you continue forward, learning to trust without seeing, to hope without guarantees, to walk without full light, you may begin to sense that what you feared was emptiness has been all along a quiet preparation for something that is still unfolding, something that will meet you not at the end of striving but somewhere in the middle of your journey, where faith is still being stretched and expectation is still learning how to breathe, and where the promise that you shall not lack is slowly, steadily becoming more real with every step you take into the days that are yet to come. Days that even now are being shaped by a goodness you have not yet fully encountered but already, in ways unseen, being prepared to receive. And so you continue walking, sometimes with weary steps, sometimes with hesitant hope, but always moving toward a reality that is being fashioned for you in ways you cannot yet measure. The unseen forces of grace, the quiet diligence of providence, the subtle orchestration of circumstances, these are at work even while your eyes strain only to see the immediate, the tangible, the apparently insufficient. You have grown accustomed to seeing only what lies before you, yet the horizon is wider than the present view, and the landscape of your life extends far beyond the valley you now traverse. In this way, lack is temporary, an interval between the fullness you long for and the fullness that is being prepared. It is not a verdict, it is a waiting room, a place where character is refined, where understanding deepens, and where the capacity to embrace what is good is strengthened. Do not mistake struggle for failure. Every hardship carries within it the seed of growth, every obstacle a hidden opportunity. Life, in its quiet complexity, is more interested in shaping your interior world than in delivering you the exterior comforts you assume you need first. And this shaping, this quiet, persistent molding, is often accomplished through circumstances that seem inconvenient, perplexing, or even painful. You may look at your present situation and wonder where goodness could possibly dwell amid the seeming barrenness. Yet it is precisely here, in the tension between what you see and what you hope for, that the true value of what is coming begins to take root. Your ability to endure, to hope, to trust, and to remain steadfast will determine the readiness with which you receive the blessings that are on their way. Good things often come not in bursts of extravagance, but in layers, gradually, like the slow accumulation of morning light that eventually brightens an entire room. There is wisdom in the patience required to see these layers unfold. The one who expects an instant miracle may overlook the subtle signs that provision is already in motion. One must be attentive, alert, and willing to recognize the quiet whispers of favor even when they do not arrive in the dramatic form imagined. The seemingly ordinary acts of grace, the timely encouragement, the small opportunities, the chance encounters may carry the weight of profound transformation if only they are embraced with awareness and gratitude. You shall not lack, because provision is not only a matter of circumstance, but of principle. Life has a peculiar way of honoring persistence, of rewarding integrity, and of fulfilling the longings of the heart that are aligned with purpose. Not every desire will be satisfied, but those that correspond to your true calling, those that resonate with the deeper patterns of existence, are already being drawn toward you. You cannot always see the trajectory, but you can trust that it exists, that it is deliberate, and that it will intersect with your life at the proper moment. In this trust lies freedom. Not the freedom to dictate outcomes, but the freedom to move without fear, to act without despair, and to continue in faith even when evidence seems scarce. Even when delays appear prolonged, they are often necessary. The universe, or life itself, has an economy more nuanced than our immediate comprehension allows. Time is a teacher, and the intervals between promise and fulfillment are opportunities to cultivate patience, to refine understanding, to build resilience, and to develop a sense of discernment that will allow you to recognize what is truly good when it arrives. Do not dismiss these intervals as wasted. They are preparatory, and in them, the mind and heart are trained to receive abundance with both humility and joy. Consider how often the most significant breakthroughs arrive precisely when despair feels near. The heart that has been stretched to its limit often becomes the instrument through which extraordinary favor flows. The one who has wrestled through the nights of uncertainty, who has stood in the cold and waited with nothing visible to hold on to, is uniquely positioned to appreciate the arrival of goodness. Gratitude is amplified by prior lack. Joy is deeper when sorrow has been endured. Faith is strengthened by the occasions when nothing in the natural realm could offer assurance, and yet hope persisted. This is why you shall not lack, because even the very difficulties you endure are being transformed into preparation for the blessings to come. Good things coming your way may challenge your imagination, for they will not always appear in forms you have anticipated. There is a tendency to define goodness by immediate gratification, by comfort, by measurable success. Yet often what is most beneficial arrives in ways that defy expectation. An opportunity that stretches your abilities, a relationship that transforms your understanding, a circumstance that compels growth you would not have otherwise chosen. Be alert to these disguised blessings, for they are sometimes the ones that yield the most lasting fruit. What appears inconvenient or demanding may, in truth, be a vehicle for the deepest fulfillment, if only you are willing to perceive it in that light. You shall not lack because provision is not contingent upon perfection. You do not have to be flawless, nor do you need to have arrived at some distant ideal of readiness to receive what is good. Often, blessings are extended precisely in recognition of effort, of hope, of the willingness to continue despite imperfections. To wait for yourself to become worthy by your own calculation is to miss the nature of grace. the principle that favors are often granted as encouragement rather than reward. What is coming is not a prize for merit alone, but an invitation to participate in a process larger than your personal achievements. Good things are coming your way, and they will teach you to recognize value beyond the immediate. They will demonstrate that significance is not read by appearance, but by impact, not by quantity, but by depth, not by speed, but by alignment with what truly matters. Some gifts will be subtle, a conversation that shifts your perspective, a challenge that teaches resilience, a kindness that restores hope. Others may be monumental, reshaping circumstances or opening doors long thought closed. In each case, the lesson is the same. Value is often hidden until we are equipped to perceive it, until our hearts are prepared to receive it without fear or distraction. You shall not lack, even when the path seems unclear. Clarity is often granted only after persistent engagement, after deliberate pursuit, after the willingness to act in faith despite uncertainty. The one who waits passively will often miss opportunities that are designed to meet them only in motion, in active seeking, in responsiveness to the subtle prompts of life and conscience. Movement, even small and hesitant, signals readiness and aligns the soul with unfolding providence. Do not confuse stillness with lack. Rather, let it be a time of attentive preparation, of careful observation, of cultivating an inner state that can welcome what is on the way. Good things coming your way will not merely fill gaps, they will elevate your entire perspective. They will demonstrate that abundance is not merely a matter of acquisition, but of transformation. When goodness enters a life prepared to receive it, it reshapes priorities, reorients understanding, and redefines what is possible. Lack may have confined you to narrow thinking, but provision expands vision. It enables the soul to see beyond survival, to recognize opportunity, to embrace hope, and to act with confidence in the unseen patterns of life that are orchestrating for your benefit. You shall not lack, because even the smallest signs of encouragement are the heralds of greater things. A single instance of guidance, a word of affirmation, a fleeting sense of peace, these are not insignificant. They are the gentle hints, the early whispers, the quiet assurances that provision is on its way. Pay attention to these, for they are often the precursors to significant changes. Just as the first rays of dawn signal the full sunrise, so too do small mercies prepare the way for profound fulfillment. Good things are coming your way, and they will often arrive in moments you have considered ordinary or even bleak. It is in the ordinary, the mundane, the routine, that the extraordinary often hides. A consistent practice of hope, a steady effort toward purpose, a refusal to surrender to despair, all these create the fertile ground for blessings to take root. Life does not always announce its movements with fanfare. Often, it operates quietly, shaping and molding circumstances until the moment of revelation arrives, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary before your eyes. You shall not lack, because life's economy is deeper than transactions visible to the human eye. Every act of integrity, thank you, every gesture of patience, every choice to continue despite difficulty contributes to a greater pattern of provision. The unseen accumulation of such efforts often results in a sudden convergence of opportunities, where all the small, faithful acts are gathered into a moment of visible blessing. The one who persists, who continues to hope, who refuses to despair, positions themselves to receive not merely what is needed, but what is transformative. Good things are coming your way, and part of the preparation involves learning discernment. Not every opportunity that appears is beneficial. Not every path that seems inviting is aligned with what is truly intended for you. Patience is the companion of discernment. When a door opens, pause before rushing through it. When an opportunity arises, evaluate whether it corresponds to the principles, values, and long-term purposes that sustain true fulfillment. Goodness that arrives prematurely or misaligned may not bear the fruit it is capable of delivering. Learn to wait with attentiveness and wisdom, and provision will be maximized. You shall not lack, even in seasons that appear barren. There is a resilience inherent in life that operates independently of visible evidence. Streams flow under ice, seeds germinate in darkness, and the sun's warmth exists even when the sky is clouded. So too does goodness continue to advance toward you, even when you cannot trace its path or measure its progress. Faith is the faculty by which the unseen is embraced, the mechanism through which hope becomes tangible, the lens through which the subtle movements of provision are recognized and received. Good things are coming your way, and you may find that they arrive in forms that challenge your expectations of comfort, security, or ease. True provision often engages the whole being, mind, heart, character, and spirit, so that the blessing is not merely received, but integrated. You may be asked to stretch, to rise to new responsibility, to adopt new perspectives, to expand your capacity for gratitude. These preparations are themselves gifts, equipping you to handle what is coming without being overwhelmed, and to cherish it without taking it for granted. You shall not lack, because life is constructed with principles of renewal. Every moment of waiting, every experience of insufficiency, every shadowed season is part of a rhythm that makes fullness more meaningful. To experience the contrast between scarcity and abundance is to recognize the value of what is provided. Without the shadow, light may appear ordinary. Without the winter, spring is taken for granted. Provision is not random. It is deliberate, sequential, and patterned for maximum enrichment of both circumstance and soul. Good things are coming your way, and they will teach patience, resilience, discernment, gratitude, and hope. These are gifts as valuable as the tangible blessings themselves, for what is received without readiness, without comprehension, without the capacity to appreciate, is easily lost or wasted. What you are being prepared to receive is proportional not merely to what is given, but to the depth of heart and clarity of mind with which it can be stewarded. The maturation required by waiting is itself part of the providential design. You shall not lack, even when the process feels slow or the passage seems long. There is a constancy at work that does not depend on immediate evidence. Provision is like a river, sometimes visible, sometimes hidden beneath rocks and soil, but it continues to flow. The one who maintains vigilance, patience, and hope, even without immediate reward, is the one who will encounter the river at its fullest, in ways that exceed expectation and surpass imagination. Good things are coming your way, and they are coming in order to transform your understanding of what is possible. They are not merely rewards for endurance, nor mere compensation for suffering, but invitations into a larger vision of life where hope is cultivated, patience is honored, character is refined, and joy is deepened. Each gift, each opportunity, each act of provision is a piece of a greater pattern, a step in a trajectory that was set long before you became aware of it, a trajectory that moves steadily toward your fullest capacity for fulfillment. You shall not lack, because there is a principle in life that abundance follows readiness. It is not arbitrary, and it does not favor the impatient. The universe, or weight, invisible economy governs the flow of favor and provision, moves according to patterns of timing, preparation, and alignment. To recognize this is to participate consciously in the unfolding, to move with awareness rather than anxiety, and to maintain faith even when circumstances suggest delay. Provision is not absent. It is deliberate, measured, and precisely timed to maximize both impact and appreciation. Good things are coming your way, and you will find that they bring with them not only fulfillment, but also a deepened sense of purpose. Abundance without understanding, provision without awareness, blessing without integration. These are empty. But when goodness arrives in the context of readiness, patience, and discernment, it reshapes life itself, elevates perspective, and reinforces the principle that to lack temporarily is not to lack ultimately. The waiting, the endurance, and the careful stewardship of the present are all part of the preparation for what is coming. And as you continue to engage faithfully, to hope earnestly, and to trust quietly, the promise that you shall not lack becomes increasingly evident, increasingly tangible, increasingly integrated into every aspect of your being, shaping not just circumstances, but character, not just provision, but perspective, and not just survival, but abundant, meaningful life. The truth is that good things are coming your way, not as a single moment of triumph, but as a continuum of unfolding favor, each element building upon the last, each season preparing you for the next, until you come to realize that the promise was never only about the arrival of gifts, but about the transformation of the self capable of receiving, appreciating, and stewarding them. You are being readied for an intersection with abundance that is both external and internal, both tangible and invisible, both practical and profoundly spiritual, and the entirety of this process, from the periods of perceived scarcity to the moments of realized provision, is itself a testament to the fact that you shall not lack, that good things are not merely possible but inevitable, that your life is being guided toward an unfolding fullness that aligns circumstance, character, and destiny in ways that exceed expectation, that transform perspective, and that redefine what it means to be truly blessed. And as you continue along this journey, it becomes clearer that the very things you once thought were obstacles are in fact instruments of preparation. Each difficulty, each delay, each moment when provision seemed absent was quietly instructing you, shaping you, teaching you lessons that no comfort could impart. You may have resisted the lessons at first, frustrated by waiting, disheartened by uncertainty, and tempted to abandon hope. Yet every moment of endurance, every instance in which you chose faith over fear, has been accruing unseen weight in your favor, constructing a foundation strong enough to bear the fullness of what is to come. Life, in its mysterious economy, often invests in patience long before it delivers abundance, and those who endure faithfully find that the rewards are not only substantial but also transformative. Consider for a moment the way nature operates. Seeds buried in dark soil do not sprout instantly. Roots stretch quietly beneath the surface, drawing sustenance from the earth, developing strength to push through what seems impenetrable. The sprout finally breaking through the soil is often unexpected, seemingly sudden, yet it is the result of a long hidden process. So it is with provision. The good things approaching your life are not appearing randomly or by chance. They have been forming, gathering momentum, preparing for the precise moment when you are ready to receive them. The invisible growth beneath the surface may feel like waiting, but it is actually progress. The patience required is not passive. It is an active, living trust in the process that has been set in motion for your benefit. You shall not lack because life honors those who continue despite apparent scarcity. To surrender at the first sign of emptiness is to miss the very moment when provision is closest to arrival. Those who persevere, who cultivate hope even in the face of discouragement, often find that blessings are arriving just beyond the point where they almost gave up. Your capacity to continue in faith, to hold on to hope, and to trust in what is unseen is not insignificant. It is the very channel through which goodness will flow. The waiting itself is part of the preparation, refining not only your perception, but also your ability to steward abundance when it arrives. Good things are coming your way, and some will arrive in forms you would never have imagined. There is a kind of ingenuity in how life orchestrates provision, a subtlety that often escapes the hurried mind. What seems trivial or inconvenient may be exactly the instrument needed to shape a blessing that is otherwise unattainable. Small gestures, unexpected guidance, relationships formed under unusual circumstances, all of these can become the vehicles through which your good things are delivered. It is crucial, therefore, to remain observant, to maintain openness, and to recognize the hidden patterns that align in your favor. The ordinary often conceals the extraordinary, and the unseen often carries the most profound significance. You shall not lack because your life is intricately connected to principles that govern abundance, though they may not always align with conventional expectations. Provision is not solely a matter of effort or intelligence. It is also a matter of alignment, of remaining attuned to the rhythms of life, of participating consciously in the process through integrity, gratitude, and humility. Those who approach life with these qualities are often poised to receive what others overlook, to recognize what others disregard, and to benefit from opportunities that appear at the perfect juncture. This is why trust is essential. It allows you to move in harmony with the unseen mechanisms that are already at work, arranging circumstances and favor that will manifest when the time is right. Good things are coming your way, and their arrival may not be as immediate as your heart desires, but they will be more than sufficient. The promise of provision is never small or trivial. It is designed to meet your needs fully, to exceed expectations, and to teach the value of reliance on forces greater than immediate understanding. It is in the moments of apparent insufficiency that the true measure of your capacity to receive is revealed. Patience, perseverance, and faith become not just virtues, but instruments through which the goodness, destined for you, is realized in its fullness. You may not yet see the outcome, but the process is working quietly, deliberately, and effectively to bring about the result that has been promised. You shall not lack because there is a principle of reciprocity that operates in the universe, not one of transactions in the material sense alone, but a moral and spiritual reciprocity that balances patience, effort, and faithfulness with provision, opportunity, and fulfillment. Every act of steadfastness, every choice to hope despite uncertainty, every refusal to surrender to despair, accumulates in ways that are invisible but profoundly consequential. These acts are not wasted, they are the groundwork upon which abundance is built. When the time for provision arrives, it will be met not only with readiness, but with the wisdom, discernment, and gratitude cultivated through enduring the prior seasons of apparent emptiness. Good things are coming your way, and they will not only satisfy immediate needs, but will also expand your vision of what is possible. The soul that has learned endurance, the heart that has practiced trust, the mind that has cultivated patience, these are the vessels through which provision flows most fully. Abundance is never merely a material phenomenon. It is an expansion of capacity, an elevation of understanding, and an enhancement of purpose. What arrives will resonate with the growth you have achieved during waiting, magnifying its value and ensuring that it is received with a deep appreciation that only experience can instill.
You shall not lack, for provision is often synchronized with your readiness to embrace it.
Life does not deliver goodness indiscriminately. It responds to preparedness, to alignment, and to a cultivated capacity for stewardship. In other words, the timing of blessings is as important as the blessings themselves. What you receive will be amplified by your ability to recognize, manage, and appreciate it. This synchronization explains why some desires may appear delayed. It is not a denial, but a careful timing designed to maximize the transformative potential of what is coming. Those who are attentive, patient, and faithful find that the waiting was not absence but preparation. Good things are coming your way, and the journey toward them will teach you lessons that no sudden delivery could provide. The process itself is part of the blessing. Each challenge overcome, each season of waiting endured, each moment of doubt resisted, contributes to a maturity of heart and clarity of mind that allows you to receive what is coming with gratitude, discernment, and joy. Provision, once arrived, is never simply about relief. It is about transformation. It changes perspective, reshapes priorities, and instills an understanding of value that cannot be taught by ease alone. In this way, the very process of waiting becomes an essential component of the blessing itself. You shall not lack because even the smallest indications of favor are evidence of a larger unfolding. A kind word, a timely piece of advice, a moment of insight, these may appear minor, yet they are often the precursors of significant developments. The ability to recognize and act upon these small signals is crucial, for they form the pathways through which larger provision is channeled. Those who are attentive, reflective, and responsive in these moments position themselves to encounter abundance fully and meaningfully, rather than being caught unaware or unprepared. Good things are coming your way, and they will often arrive through collaboration, relationship, and community. Rarely does provision occur in complete isolation. The interplay of human connections, the alignment of intentions, the generosity of others, all of these serve as instruments for delivering what is destined to you. To receive graciously, to participate faithfully, and to discern wisely are all part of engaging effectively with the provision that is flowing through the world toward you. The unexpected kindness, the assistance extended without solicitation, and the opportunities facilitated by others are as much a part of your abundance as the direct gifts you anticipate. You shall not lack, because life is a continuum of preparation, provision, and integration. Each stage of waiting equips you to handle what follows. Each challenge endured strengthens your capacity, and each moment of faithfulness accumulates unseen capital that supports the arrival of blessings. Nothing is wasted. Even pain, frustration, and uncertainty are leveraged toward shaping the individual capable of embracing goodness fully, stewarding it wisely, and allowing it to expand into every facet of life. The economy of life is intricate, deliberate, and profoundly intelligent, and those who trust in its workings find that absence is temporary, patience is rewarded, and provision is inevitable. Good things are coming your way, and they will arrive with a richness that extends beyond material needs. True provision encompasses peace, understanding, connection, and insight. It is comprehensive, touching every corner of your being, nurturing not only the practical necessities but also the intangible qualities that constitute a fulfilled life. When goodness arrives, it does so holistically, ensuring that the recipient is prepared to integrate it fully, appreciate its significance, and utilize it in a manner that generates ongoing abundance, not just momentary satisfaction. You shall not lack, because life responds to hope, to persistence, and to faithfulness. These qualities are not passive, they are active forces that align with unseen principles governing the flow of favor and opportunity. Each act of endurance, each choice to believe despite uncertainty, each instance of hope exercised in the absence of evidence contributes to the readiness necessary for receiving the blessings that are on their way. Your investment in patience, trust, and perseverance is a direct factor in the unfolding of abundance, ensuring that what arrives is not only timely but also maximally beneficial. Good things are coming your way, and their arrival may challenge your expectations, stretch your imagination, and expand your capacity for gratitude. The best gifts often defy conventional notions of what is desirable, providing not only satisfaction but also perspective, growth, and insight. What seems surprising, inconvenient, or unexpected may in reality be exactly what is needed to elevate you. Our life, align your purpose, and deepen your understanding of the principles that govern lasting fulfillment. To embrace these gifts fully requires openness, discernment, and a willingness to recognize the hidden wisdom embedded in their arrival. You shall not lack, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. The presence of scarcity is not the absence of provision. Life has a way of operating beneath the surface, accumulating resources, orchestrating opportunities, and preparing circumstances in a manner that may be invisible to immediate perception. Those who continue to act with hope, to move with faith, and to remain attentive to subtle indications of favor, position themselves to receive abundance at its fullest, transforming apparent insufficiency into a prelude to extraordinary blessing. Rhythm of life ensures that waiting is never wasted, that perseverance is honored, and that eventual provision is both sufficient and transformative. Good things are coming your way, and they are part of a larger narrative in which your life is entwined with purpose, alignment, and unseen orchestration. The timing, form, and substance of what arrives are not accidental. They correspond to readiness, capacity, and alignment with enduring principles. Those who trust in the process, cultivate patience, and engage actively with the opportunities available in each moment find themselves meeting abundance, not as a surprise, but as the natural consequence of faithfulness. Waiting, endurance, and attentiveness are not obstacles. They are instruments through which readiness for fullness is developed, ensuring that the good things arriving are not merely received, but fully integrated, appreciated, and stewarded with wisdom and joy. The truth remains that your lack is temporary, and your provision is imminent. Life is not blind to effort, to endurance, or to hope. The circumstances that seem barren, The delays that seem prolonged and the gaps that seem unfillable are all part of a preparation process. Every moment you persist, every challenge you endure, every instance you hold on to hope, contributes to a readiness that ensures the goodness coming your way will be abundant, appropriate, and transformative. You shall not lack, and the good things approaching will meet you with the fullness for which you have been prepared, completing not only the cycles of need, but also the ongoing development of character, purpose, and understanding that allows provision to be received in its most profound and life-altering form. In the fullness of all that has been said, one truth shines brighter than any doubt, clearer than any fear: you shall not lack. Every season of waiting, every moment of apparent emptiness, every trial endured has been preparing you for the arrival of good things that are already on their way. Provision is not random, nor is it delayed without purpose. It moves according to a wisdom far greater than our understanding, shaping not only circumstances but character, not only outcomes but the very capacity to embrace them. So stand firm in hope, walk faithfully in patience, and trust quietly in the unfolding of life's perfect timing. What is coming will not merely fill your needs. It will transform your perspective, expand your capacity for gratitude, and open doors to a fullness you could scarcely have imagined. The promise is steadfast, the provision is sure, and the life that awaits you is abundant, meaningful, and rich beyond measure. You shall not lack, and the good things destined for you are nearer than you think, already making their way to meet you with purpose, blessing, and joy.